Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Lizzy's Gist World, your number one spot for trending stories, deep conversations, and real-life lessons wrapped in entertainment. Today's gist is one that has stirred emotions, sparked debates, and once again reminded us how people react differently to good news. This is not just a story about celebration. It is a story about love, patience, faith, criticism, and the way society responds when blessings finally arrive after a long wait. Let's get right into it. There is something special about good news. Especially when it comes after a long period of waiting, hoping, and silent prayers. That kind of news carries weight. It carries emotion. It carries testimony. Recently, the internet was filled with excitement when the news broke that a beloved celebrity couple had welcomed not just one, but 3 beautiful babies, triplets. Yes, you heard that right. Triplets. The announcement spread like wildfire. Fans, friends, and colleagues rushed to celebrate the couple. Social media timelines were filled with congratulatory messages, prayers, and heartfelt wishes. It felt like a collective moment of joy. People were genuinely happy. After all, this was a couple many believed had waited for this moment for a long time. And when something like this finally happens, it feels like a victory not just for them, but for everyone who has followed their journey. But as we all know, the internet is a place where different voices exist. Not everyone celebrates at the same time. Not everyone sees things the same way. While many people were rejoicing, another conversation quietly began to grow. Some individuals started questioning how the babies came into the world. Was it natural? Was it through medical assistance? Was it through surrogacy? Before long, what started as whispers turned into loud opinions. Social media posts began circulating, suggesting that the babies were born through surrogacy. And then came the statement that truly sparked debate. Some people boldly said they should not thank God, they should thank science. That single statement divided opinions instantly. Let's be honest. That kind of comment is bound to trigger reactions. On one side, you had people who were deeply offended. To them, it sounded like an attempt to discredit the couple's gratitude to God. On the other side, some people argued from a different perspective. They believed that if medical processes like surrogacy were involved, then science deserved recognition. But here's the thing, the majority of people weren't even concerned about the method. They were simply happy that new lives had come into the world. Because at the end of the day, 3 babies were born. That alone is something worth celebrating. What many people fail to understand is that stories like this often come with hidden struggles. Before the celebration, there is usually a journey. A journey filled with questions. A journey filled with waiting. A journey filled with silent tears. For years, people had speculated about the couple's situation. Some even went as far as using hurtful words, labeling the woman unfairly. Words like barren were thrown around without care. Imagine carrying that kind of pressure publicly. Imagine dealing with that kind of judgment while still trying to stay strong. And now that the same woman has welcomed children, the narrative has changed, but the criticism hasn't stopped. Instead, it has simply taken a different form. Let's talk about surrogacy for a moment. Surrogacy is not a simple process. It is not something people wake up and decide to do casually. It involves emotional strength, financial commitment, medical procedures, and a lot of patience. It is a path many couples take when other options have not worked. And even then, it is not always guaranteed to succeed. Many people try and still face disappointment. So when it finally works for someone, it is not just science. It is relief. It is joy. It is answered prayers. Whether someone chooses surrogacy or not, the journey deserves respect. One of the biggest arguments that came out of this situation is the idea that people must choose between science and God. But is that really necessary? Let's think about it. Where does knowledge come from? Where does wisdom come from? Where does the ability to discover, create, and innovate come from? Science is a tool. It is a method. It is a system built on knowledge and discovery. But many people believe that the ability to understand and apply that knowledge is a gift. So instead of seeing science and God as opposites, why not see them as connected? When a doctor successfully performs a procedure, people still give thanks. When medicine works, people still feel grateful. Because beyond the visible effort, there is always a deeper sense of appreciation. One of the most powerful themes in this story is gratitude. The couple chose to thank God. And that choice should be respected. Gratitude is personal. It reflects belief, values, and perspective. For some people, gratitude is directed toward effort and process. For others, it is directed toward a higher power. Neither cancels the other. What matters is the heart behind it. A grateful heart brings peace. A grateful heart brings joy. And most importantly, a grateful heart allows people to appreciate their journey. This situation also highlights something very important about today's world. The internet has made it easy for people to share opinions. But not all opinions are kind. Not all opinions are necessary. Sometimes, people speak without thinking about the impact of their words. A comment may seem small to the person typing it, but it can carry weight for the person receiving it. Especially in sensitive situations like childbirth, family, and personal struggles. Words matter. They can heal. They can encourage. They can also hurt deeply. One of the biggest lessons from this story is simple. Learn to celebrate others. Not everything needs to be analyzed. Not everything needs to be debated. Sometimes, joy should just be joy. When something good happens to someone, it does not reduce your own chances of happiness. Life is not a competition. There is space for everyone to succeed. There is space for everyone to experience joy. And when we celebrate others sincerely, we create a positive environment that benefits everyone. Another powerful takeaway from this story is the importance of patience. Good things often take time. And while waiting can be difficult, it can also build strength. It can build character. It can deepen faith. The journey may not always be easy, but when the result finally comes, it carries a different kind of value. A deeper kind of joy. A more meaningful kind of celebration. One thing that stands out in this entire situation is how quickly people jump to conclusions. No one truly knows the full story except the couple involved. Yet, assumptions were made. Stories were created. Narratives were pushed. This is a reminder to be careful with assumptions. Not everything we see online tells the full story. And sometimes, it is better to respect privacy rather than speculate. Amid all the noise, one thing remains clear: love and support matter. The couple received overwhelming support from fans and colleagues. Messages of encouragement flooded social media. And that support is powerful. Because in moments like this, love speaks louder than criticism. Support speaks louder than negativity. And kindness always leaves a lasting impact. At the end of the day, this story is not just about babies. It is about love, patience, faith, gratitude, strength. It is about a couple who experienced a moment of joy after a long journey. It is about how people react to blessings. And it is about the lessons we can all learn from situations like this. Whether you believe in science, faith, or both, one thing is certain. New life is a blessing. And that alone is worth celebrating. So, my amazing people, what do you think about this story? Do you believe people should focus more on celebrating others rather than questioning their blessings? Do you think the debate between science and God is necessary, or can both coexist? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I would really love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this gist, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you never miss any trending story from Lizzy's Gist World. Thank you so much for stopping by. Until next time, stay positive, stay kind, and always choose love. Bye for now.